It was really originally meant to be something like the bookmobile from you know, days of old, where kids would come on to a bus that came to their school, and they'd have the opportunity to take out new titles that they hadn't seen before. So in the same way, this was a way to provide really hope and inspiration for kids all over the country. They come on and they are exposed to possibilities for the future in terms of their careers in audio and video, and now in digital photography and all kinds of production. The John Lennon Educational Tour Bus is a non-profit mobile recording studio dedicated to providing young people with free hands-on opportunities to write songs and produce music video projects. The bus is filled with all the latest audio and video products. I'm Brian Rothschild, the Executive Director of the John Lennon Bus. Come on inside, I'd like to show it to you.
The front studio of the Lennon Bus here is a complete multimedia production studio. So it's a 5.1 setup with Mackie HR64 monitors. We have an Apple Mac Pro that runs Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, DigiDesign Pro Tools, and audio plugins from McDSP, Antares, Native Instruments, and other software such as Sibelius, Ableton Live, and Propellerhead Reason. We'll also find up here hardware from Edirol. We have a PCR 300 keyboard. We have a Mackie 1402 mixer. And we have mic pre's and compressors from Aphex. You'll also see up here a Sony Anycast station, which is an HD video switcher, which connects to the Sony HD cameras, including the BRC H700 pan-tilt zoom cameras, as well as the handheld cameras, the V1U, the Z1U, and the EX1. You'll also find up in the front studio a Roland Phantom X6 keyboard and additional hardware from Audio-Technica, including our complete line of studio and wireless microphones and the built-in wireless systems that we have, so we're always ready to record at the moment's notice.
Right now we're in the back area of the bus. This is where the engineers sleep, the so-called bunk area. We're also supplied on the bus with a full line of Godin guitars. So here you can see the Freeway SA 6-string electric guitar, also the LGX SA guitar. Tyler here is playing the Freeway 4-string bass, and I've got the Seagull acoustic electric guitar.
This area is also used as an ISO booth for recording acoustic instruments and vocals using our Audio-Technica microphones. It also serves as a green screen booth using Reflect Media Chromat material. And at the end of the day, all students leave the bus with a DVD of their project.
In building the new Lennon Bus, we were in a dream situation of being able to start completely from scratch and outfit a brand new facility however we saw fit. And we were also very fortunate to have the exact sponsors on board who were able to provide just the gear that we wanted. So we kind of went through and I first laid out a floor plan and an architectural design, and then from there we decided where the gear was going to live and how we were going to meet all of our goals for the types of production and workshops we wanted to be able to do. So I went through and was in the situation that everyone dreams of, basically being able to simply choose the best gear that is on the market and utilize it in the best way I saw fit. It was a shopping spree that most people will never get to do. We were able to put in just the absolute best gear that was available. So I basically did a lot of research. I spoke with a number of broadcast engineers and investigated recording studios, and also drew upon my own experience and found gear that would work the best for us in this environment, which has to do with roadworthiness and durability. It also has to do very much with the quality of the output. So what we've decided to do was go into an entirely HD video and audio workflow.
This bus is going to launch our 11th tour. It really grew out of the John Lennon Songwriting Contest, which is an international contest that anybody can enter. I had the thought to provide a bus that had John Lennon's familiar Imagine face on it, and to load it up with all the latest products and solutions for audio and video, as well as traditional musical instruments. So it was really made possible originally by an agreement with Yoko Ono, who let us use John's name and the familiar Imagine face. And it's really been an evolution since that point.
I've been with the bus about 1.5 years now. I met the bus at the Apple store in Emeryville, California. It's right outside of where I went to school. I just happened to go there at like 10 a.m. and had a resume and a DVD and all my stuff in the car, and I had to talk with Brian Rothschild. He started the bus, and you know, he liked me, so he put me on Warp Tour, which is one of the tours that we do. Just seeing it is enough for most people to just, you know, drop their jaw, because we take pride in being one of the best, like if not the best, mobile recording studio environment in the country, so if not the world. So we really like the fact that we have Sony stuff on board, and the fact that, you know, we get to teach students about some of the best stuff that there is just amazing, you know.
I'm one of the 3 producer and engineers on the Lennon bus. We all pretty much split up all the responsibilities. So one day one of us will do video, the next day we'll do audio, the next day we'll do the PR promo, working the tent. But basically, you know, we're a lot of different things. We're songwriters, we're teachers, we're psychologists. We do a lot of the engineering, we do a lot of producing, we do a lot of graphic design, we do a lot of the motion graphics, we do a lot of the video editing, the video shooting.
I've driven about 500,000 miles in the last 8 years on the John Lennon bus. Every city is different, every venue is a different challenge. After driving hockey players and taking a year off to do NASCAR, I had the opportunity to drive the John Lennon bus and have stayed with it since. But everything on here is modern and new. There's so many buttons that I have no idea what they do, and I've decided that the only way I'm going to learn it is to take one button at a time and learn what it does and how it works. It's a challenge. There's a lot to it. I'm allowed a lot of freedoms that most people don't have as a driver. I'm kind of a tour manager as well as a driver, doing hotel bookings, the logistics, the planning, when we leave, where we're going to stay. Normally as a driver you just get to a venue, jump in a cab and go to a hotel, but this particular job involves a lot more than that.
I believe Sony is doing an amazing thing in the fact that they build amazing nets to capture dreams in the highest quality you can. And everything we have, from the Anycast to the FE40 projector, you can see everything you want to from your mind expressed in the highest quality that we can produce as humans. And to be able to be a kid and walk in on this bus and say, I want this or I want that, and they don't necessarily have to know all the technical stuff. That's our job. We say, imagine it and we will make it happen for you. And Sony has made that happen for us.
You guys have pretty sweet cameras. I'm jealous.
The Lennon bus, which travels over 60,000 miles of highway a year, is really a testing ground for equipment. If a piece of gear can stand up to the rigors that we put it through, it's probably good for just about anyone. So choosing gear that is durable and reliable without very little maintenance is very, very important to us. The bus has very little downtime, if any at all. So every single day we have to be able to turn on the equipment and know that it's going to work. And that was one of the main reasons that we chose to work with Sony, because their reputation for reliability is at the top of the game.
For the longest time, been looking for a partner that shared our vision for what the bus could be, and the importance of providing this kind of exposure to young people. And of course, Sony was at the top of our list, and the products that are on this bus now represent really the finest in those HD products and solutions, and it enables us to produce content really at the touch of a button.
I think my favorite product is the Anycast switcher that we have from Sony, because the fact that you can do live broadcasts with it, and you can do all kinds of cool on-the-fly transitions, and it just makes our workflow a lot faster and easier.
When you're driving, does the crew sleep in the bunks?
When I'm driving, the crew tries to sleep at the bunks. If they've acted up or not been good, then I tend to drive like that, and they don't sleep very well. But normally they sleep. It depends how far on tour with an artist where we drive overnight. I'll sleep through the day. They'll work all day, then they'll sleep at night while I drive to the next venue. We don't do that a whole lot, so a lot of the times when we do travel, they're up through the day playing with their Sony Playstations.
My favorite product that we've picked up from Sony recently is the Sony Alpha 100 DSLR camera. I just recently got into video and photography since we started on the bus, and we've had the opportunity to go around with a couple Pulitzer Prize winning photographers and really learn a lot of the tricks of the trade in photography.
The Sony FU40 projector is an amazing product. We had the opportunity to test it out with Planet Earth, which is a BBC documentary covering everything around the globe. And the quality and resolution that we were able to capture just projecting it on a wall was outstanding. And what we intend to do with it is use it to project out on the outside of the bus and essentially turn the bus inside out. So instead of having 20 people come through here at a time and see what's going on, we can open it completely to the masses, and Sony gives us that opportunity in HD resolution.
The big change is the fact that this is really a professional HD rig, and it's going to propel us into the future, providing our kids with experiences, with the products that professionals use today.